channel, it just feels that the season has never ended. I mean, in terms of the football matches that are coming on, but I'll not complain because you've got a few of the new players. I mean, Reinders, Aitnori, Sherky. But yeah, first I'll log into this DAZN thing. I don't know why it's asking me that subscription and stuff. Let's see. Yesterday I tried, but it was fine. I don't know why it's asking me to pay again. Let's see. Where is it? Where is I don't know why it's. Yesterday I was able to see it for free, but I don't know why today it's asking me for some. Yes, it's telling live and free. Gautam is here. Hey Gautam, how are you doing? Gautam says, hey the citizens. How are you, Gautam? Today the fixture list has been released as well, and a lot of Arsenal fans are in fact worried about it. Especially Arsenal fans are really pissed off and worried about it. Already the goal. My God, this DAZN is just, I mean, it's just asking me for who scored it, Gotham? Who scored it? Because it's still loading for me. The DAZN website, it's still loading for me. I don't know what's happening, but who scored it? Who scored it? I have signed up, but it's still asking me to sign up. I don't know. Yes, log in. That is what I want. Foden, wow, wow, Phil Foden back. Wow. What is the formation they're playing, Gautam? What is because I think I'll take 5 more minutes for this to start. It's just asking me for all the credentials and all that stuff. I mean, what is the formation? Is Reinders holding on himself, or is Foden just playing alongside Reinders a little bit in the box to box role? How is it? How is the formation? Because I'm really interested. If it sets up like the graphic that we have on the screen, then it will be superb. Yes, finally I've logged in and join live. Yes, I want to join live. Finally, Gautam. Finally, we have the broadcast there. It's still loading. No, what's it? Till then, I'll try to set up the scorecard somehow. I don't know why I'm not able to even set up the scorecard. Yeah, City are already 1-0 up. 4-1-2-3. So it's the back four and back four Reinders holding Foden Sherky and then Marmos Savio Doku. Reindeer. Gotham, I think the Christmas fixtures will be. You know why Pep got Tejani Reinders? I mean, why Pep got reindeer? Because we always struggle in December, and now we have the reindeer. So there's no way we are gonna struggle in December as well. City is gonna cook in December also. Wow, we have got the reindeer, Reinders. Bayaji was telling Rajender. I mean, Tejani Reinders is just. I mean, it's interesting with Tejani Reinders because he just seems to be so much underrated among rival fans. Like literally, no one's talking about him. No club has gone for him. I think we had a free run at him from AC Milan. But among City fans, I've spoken to a few, and I think when we were talking that how good Grinders is, it's interesting. It's for the first time in a long time I'm seeing the rival fans actually underrate Grinders, but City fans are supremely confident in Grinders. I mean, in a way, our fans are confident in Grinders more than Cherki, Aitnauri, all of these signings. Wydad AC is playing really well, to be honest. That's gone out anyway. That's gone out anyway. Wydad is playing well. What a goal from Phil Foden. I'll just read the commentary. I think if they have one, it's just a loose ball is put away. But anyway, Phil Foden starts off really well. Yes, they're showing the replay now. Phil Foden starts off very, very well. Good strike, good goal. Gadam says, bro, the stream is okay. Okay, I think I'll do something with the camera. Yes, thank you for pointing it out. Yes, yes. Thank you, Gautam, for pointing it out. Now is it okay? Now is it okay, Gautam? Thank you for pointing it out. Omar Marmoush! Yeah! That was very close. That was very close. That was very close. That was absolutely very close. Let me know, Gautam, if it's okay now. Let me know. Till then, I'll set up the scorecard. Yes, thank you. I just didn't see it, but again, just look at it. Just look at it. Pep Guardiola and Pep Linders. I mean, there's this video on YouTube where Pep Linders breaks down that masterclass. Liverpool Barcelona, where Liverpool come back from 3-0 down in the Champions League. I think 2019 game to win and stuff. Brilliant from Pep Linders. So I'm just thinking Pep Guardiola and Pep Linders, that the amount of tactical information and everything would just be superb, something else. Pep Linders in that masterclass, I don't know what the channel name is, but in that masterclass, Pep Linders starts with, "We are not a pressing team, we are a chasing team." And I just paused the video for 2 minutes and I'm like, wow, this guy is different. This guy is extremely different. Because generally you see the terms associated with Klopp's team, gegen pressing and all of this. And and this guy Pep Linders comes on and says we are a chasing team. We give the ball to the opponents and chase it. We don't care about possession. Just see the audacity of the man. Wow. Not seen any of them. I mean, there are master classes from people like Jose Mourinho, Xabi Alonso, Xavi, and all, but this kind of, his ideas and everything is superb. Tejani Reinders. The other one says Bernardo is the captain of the season. That was a ball through. I mean, let us keep a clean sheet, guys. Let us keep a clean sheet. That's well defended. That's very well defended. Reinders is, I mean, defensively he cannot handle everything on his own, but I think Pep is trying to develop that side of him. He just cannot handle everything on his own defensively. The other one is Bernardo is the captain of this season. I just wish that Pep does not have this obsession of playing Bernardo and Gundogan regularly again. And I mean, a lot of people are thinking Bernardo. I mean, let's see where does Bernardo fit, because the back four is the back four. Rodri, Reinders are almost a permanent fixture in the team. Haaland is a permanent fixture in the team. So literally Bernardo Silva as the cam position and the right wing to play. I can't imagine Pep playing Bernardo on the left wing. So literally I think Bernardo only has two positions to play, and I don't think Bernardo is a cam. So Bernardo only has the right wing position to play. And we already have Foden and Oscar Bob and Savio, three people there. Savio again taking on his man. Good defending there from the Wydad AC defender. Match been good. It's not been dull. I think the last 2 3 days the matches have been good. That Benfica Boca Juniors one was good. Yesterday the Fluminense one it seems was good. Last 2 3 games since the Chelsea match which was boring, all of the other matches have been very good. Gautam says, honestly, mentality wise, I don't have any issues with Bernardo. Yes, I mean, there's no question about it. Guy stood up to Real Madrid in the Champions League, that entire night, that entire magical night. We owe to Bernardo. He just pressed, scored goals, everything. That in that weight semi final when we won the Champions League. I just want to see more of Ryan Cherky. But the only thing with Bernardo is if you are going to start him, I mean, whose plays will it affect? Is it going to affect the plays of Phil Foden, Oscar Bob? I don't mind starting Bernardo over Savio, so it's going to be very, very interesting. Because in the big games, whom do you start? I would personally start Phil Foden in the big game, so that is going to be a huge, huge question mark. JSK is here. Hey, JSK, how are you doing? Because after a long time. Yes, JSK, yeah, long time, yeah. I thought to do some videos on transfers and all. Yeah, I'll do somehow. Yeah, I'll do it. I thought to do it, but just couldn't. Phil Foden's holding the entire right hand side. Ryan Sherky is interesting. Ryan Sherky is almost given a free role. It just seems that Ryan Sherky is almost given a free role. City's playing without a striker. So it's interesting. City's playing without a striker, I guess. O'Reilly is. I mean, just imagine. I can now read in the positions that O'Reilly is picking it up. Almost, blood almost, dude almost chipped Edison there. Good shot, good shot. Dude almost caught Edison out there. Look at it. Dude almost caught Edison out there. Edison just saved himself from becoming a meme in the United States. Gautam says, I know he's no good in the midfield now, but he has that elite mentality with him. Remember Kushner debut against Chelsea. He covered Kushner so well after his mistake. Yes, I mean, there was an article, I think it was from the Athletic, or maybe I was reading it on Reddit or something, but what they say is that, there was, I mean, Vincent Company once made a statement about Bernardo Silva. He said, he said that Bernardo Silva is 50% a leader and 50% a clown. I mean, by clown, he meant 50% a joker, that sort of stuff, someone who's very funny and all. And Company said that when Bernardo Silva makes that 50% of clown into 25%, he reduces it, that is when he becomes a leader. And a lot of people say that Kushtanov game, where Kushtanov debut, he went and covered for Kushtanov at the right back position, right? He went and took the ball of Kushtanov and all of that. That game literally made Bernardo Silva into the leader, which Company envisioned. That game, people say that game convinced Pep that yes, he could be the leader. That was the game. Many people feel that Chelsea game, which propelled Bernardo Silva into that leadership mold. JSK says about Sherky, I'm more happy for not getting Morgan Gibbs White than Sherky coming. What are the views of you guys on Florian Gibbs White? Sorry. My God, I'm telling Florian Gibbs White. Florian words. What do you think? Florian words very costly, and Ryan Sherky almost, I mean, on two ends of the spectrum. What do you think about it? Are you guys happy, or still are you guys a bit pissed off that we didn't get Florian words? The free kick, Phil Foden standing on it. I think Foden's gonna take it. I want Sherky striking one, but Foden's alone. He's probably gonna take it. Look at the height in the team. Nico Riley. Ah, well defended. This team, Wydad AC, is not some pushover like Auckland FC or something. They are playing well. They're playing very well. Gautam says, and by going with the trend of captains leaving, I don't have a problem either. I just think come the big games, Pep Guardiola is going to release Bernardo Silva onto that right wing. I mean, the formation is going to be interesting because in my best formation, I don't see either Doku or in a best formation, I don't see either Doku or Savinho. I see Haaland up top, Marmoush on the left, and Foden on the right. I think Shaki through the middle, Rodri and Reinders is sorted. So I think Aitnauri on the left, Guardiola, Diaz centre backs. The right back still, we just don't know the right back thing. Maybe Livramento or maybe not. I think right back is the only position that is remaining to be sorted. So I think come a bit game, it's still puzzling to see where can Bernardo Silva start. Ryan Sharkey almost. Sorry, Rico Lewis almost there. Rico Lewis almost. Look at the muzzle and growth of Rico Lewis. You almost can't recognize Rico Lewis. Guys, just look at the build of Rico Lewis. A little bit. He's grown. He's grown. The gem work and all is maybe coming to effect. Just look at Fruition. Look at Rico Lewis. Just seems that is it just seems that it's put on a bit of muscle. JSK says we need to break the bank for Livramento. Good header. I think it was Nathanake. Thought Victor Reach probably had a better chance, but it was Nathanake there. JSK says we need to break the bank for Livramento no matter what the cost, we should pay it. JSK says, don't we have a good right back in the academy? No, JSK, unfortunately not. I mean, one of the key attributes of Livramento is, I mean, I can understand why Pep wants Livramento because ideally, I mean, especially after signing Aitnori is not the best defensively. Aitnori is not great defensively. He can do a shift, but he's not great defensively. So I think what Pep's gonna do is once we get possession, I think it's gonna shift to a back three with the right back joining the back three, and you're Aitnori pushing high. Ryan Sharkey, what a ball, Ryan Sharkey, good ball in between the lines, very good ball. Jeremy Doku there, Jeremy almost double pass, but Ryan Sharkey, that ball was not on. That's a very good ball initially by Ryan Sharkey to Umar Marmoush, I think. Yeah, I just think the keenness on Livramento signing is because I think it will be a back three which shifts. So ideally you would want to right back. You don't care if the right back is attacking or not because Aitnori will go into the midfield. So attacks are mostly going to happen from that side tactically. So I just think you want a right back who's excellent, who has great pace, who's excellent at recovering, who's excellent at rest defense, who's excellent in 1v1 situations. And I think Livramento fits the bill, and I do not see any other right back. The only other right back I see who can do that role is Ola Aina from Nottingham Forest, and is 28-29. Other than that, Hakimi, whom PSG is never gonna sell. Again, Wesley Franca from Brazil is someone that we have been. Again, Wesley Franca from Brazil is someone who we have been linked to, but Wesley Franca is more of a flair kind of a right back. He'll go forward, he'll bomb, he's good in with the ball and stuff. He's not good at rush defense. I mean, I've seen some of Livramento's, track backs. It almost reminded you of Kyle Walker in his golden age and his duels with Vinicius Jr. His tracking back, his pace on tracking back. Livramento is just outstanding. His 1v1 defending the way. It's incredible, especially with how young Livramento is and how experienced he seems in those 1v1 duels. I think as a defender, one of the difficult parts is 1v1 duels because you can only learn them with experience. Savinho has to pass. Savinho has to pass. I don't know why Savinho did not pass. There was a pass on in the midfield, guys. Why is Savinho doing this? Old habits die hard. That's what Savinho is showing. That clearly was a pass into the midfield. What the fuck was Savinho doing there? CSK says if no right back, then play Kusanov. He can be a very good right back defensively. Then go for Livermore. I think that will be the plan. I just think that will be the plan. That's excellent tracking back. I think that's what Tejani Reinders. Defensively, we are looking vulnerable here. It clearly shows that you're playing with almost three attack-minded players. Reinders is not a DM. So it will be interesting to see his changes. But Victor Rees has been very good. Victor Rees has been very, very good till now. I mean, with Livramento, by Livramento next year, the danger with that JSK is that next year as well, I think next year his price might go up even more because Livramento is not coming towards the end of his career, he's just starting his career. So the his price will only go up. I think Livramento will just be just super. Good to see Colo Taure in there. Where is Pep Linders? This Colo Taure in there, the defense, I mean, defensive coach. Interesting to see Pep. I mean, I can't see Pep Linders there. I think he's just sat down there. Gautam says words versus Turkey battle will go on throughout the season and it will be only decided at the end who has more goals or assists. City are less worried because of the price. If Sharky doesn't work, we can still sell him. Absolutely right, Gautam. Absolutely right. Think and the second thing is people. I mean, for Liverpool, they have lost Trent with I mean, which means they've lost a lot of creativity. Last season, tight games, it was only Trent who decided. You remove Trent from that Liverpool team, and there's no creativity at all. Tejani Reinders on the ball. Can he break the lines? Look at Tejani Reinders strolling forward there. I mean, Tejani Reinders breaks the lines with his running, with his power. I mean, superb the way he breaks the lines. So I think you remove words from the Liverpool team. I think there's absolutely no creativity. Supposedly is not creative. Then you're only maybe looking at Salah and clutching at straws for creativity. But you remove Shirky from City's team. You still have Foden. For me, Foden didn't play last season because how much injured he was. Almost a beautiful ball from Ryan Cherky. Just look at the ball, guys. Just look at the ball, Gautam Mazik Cherky. The run was superb. Who was the ball who played it? I don't know why the camera is not zooming in on the players, but who played that ball? That I think it was Reinders, to be honest, who played that ball. But what a ball that was! What an absolute ball that was! Absolute peach of a ball that was. But yeah, I think words absolutely has to work for Liverpool, but for City, I think people just seem to forget that Phil Foden won us the title single-handedly, playing in the cam position. So we literally have two generational talents, Ryan Cherky and Phil Foden, two talents with the capability of winning the Ballon d'Or. Literally this season, you look at our entire midfield. Rodri's won the Ballon d'Or. Tejani Reinders with his talent, box-to-box midfield talent. He can be breaks the line, scores goals, 10 goals and 8 assists in that shit Milan team. It just tells you a lot. He has the capability to win the Ballon d'Or. Ford and Sharkey have the capability to win the Ballon d'Or. So we literally have four of those. Gautam says, for words, he has to give Ballon d'Or performances almost every other game. His stocks won't appreciate from this point. He has to maintain his price. Exactly. Ryan Sharkey. Good to see that Ryan Sharkey just gets on with it. Phil Foden. Savinho, please pass the ball. This dude is just not passing the ball. Good, he's passed the ball now. Wonderful there from Tajani Reinders. Why are they taking shots from outside the box? And this time, how many monsters do we have from outside the box? Rodri is merciless with shots from outside the box. Reinders is exceptional with shots from outside the box. Marmoush, we know how his outside the box shots are. He won the goal of the season, Premier League goal of the season. Ryan Sharkey, that France versus Spain game, just look at his technique from outside the box. We know what Phil can do from outside the box. So literally, it's just the outside the box shooting is going to be incredible this season. Wonderful defending from Victor Ruiz. I mean, why is it that when I see Victor Ruiz, I'm suddenly thinking, who is this experienced centre back who's playing there? Who is this new experienced centre back who's so assured in his movements and is playing there? Victor Ruiz is putting on an exceptional show, guys. He's putting on a superb show, Victor Ruiz. Superb. JSK says, by the way, this year Ballon d'Or winner is Dembele. I repeated, said City should go for him, but everyone ignored me. Jeremy Doku, Ryan Shell, Omar Marmoush. The pass was not good. The pass was not good from Omar Marmoush over there. The pass was not good. I think it was easier. The pass was easy. Marmoush had to complete it. But Dembele had issues. I mean, Dembele had issues in. I have to put my hands up and accept that Dembele. I mean, Dembele himself said in an interview that earlier after training he would just play video games at NBA 2K or something and all of those games. But now he's telling he's focusing more on training, recovering, looking after his body, sleep patterns, everything. I think kudos to Luis Enrique for doing that. And honestly, I think it's I don't know if it could be controversial or not. But I think it is easier to travel with Ousmane Dembele in a Liga, in the French league, than in the Premier League because in all of those seasons, I think 2 seasons back or 2 seasons back, I think when PSG got into 3 seasons back, I think we were almost in the title race except last season. I think in the last 4 5 years we were always in the title race. So I think in those close where we won titles by 1 2 points and stuff with Arsenal and Liverpool, I think in those sort of situations you cannot travel with an Osman Dembele. There, I think the French league has allowed Luis Enrique to give him that time to adjust himself and all of that. I don't think, yeah, that's the main reason why I didn't want him at City. But the talent was always there with Osman Dembele. Two-footed, very very good. Talent was always there. That burst of pace. It's just that I think the French league just gave him that time to adaptation, which I don't think was possible in the Premier League. JSK says if Sharky doesn't work, we got Devin Mukasa. He will be ready by next year. We got Mukasa as we got Mbuma as well. JSK. Uh, Edison does well there. Edison does well there. I think it was the mistake of Rico Lewis. Again, it was defensively. I think Rico Lewis is the one who's actually looking the weakest of the four. The striker was onside. I'm sorry, it's the mistake of Victor Rees. Had a very good game, his first mistake, literally. He'll learn from it, I think. He'll learn from it. He's just 18. Initially, I think Victor Rees probably should have been much more stronger. And then I think that is where the experience comes. Victor Rees has made the mistake. Even the greatest centre backs make the mistakes. But after that, what did Victor Rees do? He went for the tackle inside the box onto the striker. Good centre backs, the great centre backs don't do that. They still stay grounded after the mistake. How do you recover after that mistake, which you only did a second ago? I think that is what the learning curve for Ryan Sharkey there. Good defending there by Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis just looks different. It just seems that he's bulked up a lot. Gautam says Marmoush has to score an away goal. You know where will that away goal be, Gautam? At the Emirates. And then score the goal, bang that ball on Gabriel's head. And even Marmoush has to say, now stay humble to Gabriel. That would just be insane. And then City fans need to raise a banner. Stay humble. The banner from the City fans away, and that would just be a complete blockbuster movie completed. Kadam says Sharky looks more comfortable on the right than center, though he's ambidextrous. Yeah, I mean he dribbles with both the feet. I just think he's understanding the system. That's all I think. He's just understanding the runs of the players and everything. I think, and I think Sharky's best position has always been either the center or the right. He can play on the left as well because he's ambidextrous and all. But yeah, just you're right. He's looking more comfortable on the right. But I think center is the place for him because he has that wonderful run by Phil Foden there. The ball wasn't the best. It was an okay-ish ball. I think Sherky's ability to, I mean, there was one cross that Sherky put in for Colomuani, France and Spain game, where he got a goal and an assist. And he turned the game almost around on his own. There was a cross that is look at Pep Linders explaining things to Pep Guardiola. Wow, this is very intense conversation. This is gonna be something else. And the interesting thing is, Pep Linders is not afraid to speak out his mouth. And Pep Guardiola, and the thing is, Pep Linders is younger than Pep Guardiola. Juan Malila was older than Pep Guardiola, so Juan Malila was more mature. But this is a bit of a young blood Pep Linders. He doesn't care. When in the youth, like you don't care, Pep Linders just doesn't care. So he's just gonna tell everything and things which Pep does not want to hear in terms of tactics and all, and where Pep is going wrong. I mean, it's the positions of Nico Riley is very, very interesting. It straight away tells you why we actually got Brian Aitnauri. Straight away tells you. So Brian Sharkey has that ability to ping balls both on his left foot and right foot into the box. I would not mind him playing more on the right, to be honest. And also, I think when if you have seen how De Bruyne played in his last two seasons, especially because in the center everyone was actually marking him. It was much more crowded, and everyone was marking him out easily. Pep shifted. I mean, Kevin De Bruyne started in the center but peeled off to the right, and then he was giving his trademark crosses. I think with Sharky, it's the same plan. He maybe starts in the center and then peels off to the right, with maybe Nico O'Reilly coming in and occupying that spot, or Foden moving centrally with Nico O'Reilly coming in. I mean, coming outside to put in those crosses. Because I think maybe Aitnauri and Brian Sharkey, they both are the only ones who are excellent at crossing. I think Sharkey is outrageous at crossing. Sharky is so ambidextrous that Thierry Henry said he's not seen anyone dribbling so fast with both his feet. Gautam says Marmoush needs to bring the Viking celebration. Gautam says Sharky and Foden can switch at center and right. That's really exactly. And we know that Phil Foden loves to make those runs off the striker. Phil Foden likes to make those central runs like we have seen in the season before the last season where he won us the title on his own in the second half of that season. Sharky, Nico O'Reilly, Jeremy Doku. I thought Foden's got his second. Foden needs to bury that. This man's sense of goal is just insane. Phil Foden. This man's sense of goal is just insane. I think that's what they're doing. They're doing Gautam. Foden's the one who started off on the right, Sherky in the middle. But depending on where the game is, where the game's going towards, where the ball is, I think they're interchanging, which is absolutely very good. Gautam says, I always feel Sherky in big games should be used as super sub last 30 minutes. That might be the case. Gautam, because again the question is, can Foden and Sherky play together? I'm sorry. The question is, can Haaland, Foden, and Sherky play together in the same team? Because the weakness of Erling Haaland is pressing. The weakness of Sharky is pressing. Phil Foden, I don't think is the best presser of the ball, to be honest. That's why I think a Bernardo Silva's that's where I think a Bernardo Silva is crucial to lead the press, because I do not see anyone being so efficient at pressing apart from Bernardo Silva right now in the options we're having, especially in the front four. I'm talking about the front four. So I think Bernardo Silva could be key. So in big games, I think one of Ryan Cherky and Phil Foden plays starts Bernardo on the right, Marmoush on the left, Foden. I won't be surprised if in the big games Pep plays Aitnauri on the left. Aitnauri on the left is better than Doku on the left. I'm sorry, but Aitnauri on left wing is better than Doku on the left wing, at least now. O'Reilly probably a left back, or Josko Guardiola at left back. We don't know. Pep could do that in big games. He could go crazy. Bernardo on the right, Foden in the middle. Pep could do that. We just don't know. And Sharky super sub. Baya says excited to watch Rajinder Kumar and Raju Sherke in City Shirts. Two new names. Raju Sherke. And Rajender. Welcome to our midfield. Two new guests in the midfield. Rajender and Raju Sherke. वाह दो नया गुंडा आ गए मिडफील्ड पे. आप बोलो कौन गुंडागर्दी करेगा. Wow. Oh, almost one touch and two touch. Clearly you can see that they're not able to, not on the same page, especially Sherky, Foden and all. Jeremy Doku, Phil Foden, Savinho. I think Savinho is the weakest link of all. Look at it. He's not passing. There's no one touch passing with Savinho. He needs to pass faster. Savinho needs to pass faster there. Baiji says, yeah, 2050 Uncle Bernardo still at City starting, and he is the City captain as well. Bayaji is the City captain. He's the City captain. Today Pep has announced that he is the City captain. He's the captain of the captains. They elect four captains in City and they have one main captain. So he's taken over the reins from Kevin De Bruyne. Now that Kyle Walker is going to leave. Actually, Bernardo Silva being the captain and Phil Foden with the corner. Very good corner and very good goal. Wow! Jeremy Doku with the goal. What a goal that is from Jeremy Doku. Has he scored a goal or has he done a karate kick? That's how the goal is. That's how the goal was. Have to see the goal back. Was it a goalkeeping mistake? Maybe the goalkeeper flashed at it. But wonderful finish. That was from Jeremy Doku. Wonderful finish from Jeremy Doku there. Excellent finish. The corner was superb. Nothing the keeper could do, I think. No, nothing the keeper could do. That's an excellent finish from what a finish from Jeremy Doku. Not easy striking them on the volley. What a finish from Jeremy Doku. That is superb finish from Jeremy Doku. I mean, except Savinho, I'm seeing everyone actually playing in an improved manner from the last season. Savinho is doing that same old shit, keeping the ball. Give him a ball, Alexei. Give him a ball separately to Savinho so that he can do his stuff. Gautam says what a save. Bayaji says defense still looks shaky. Godry comes soon. There's no DM Bayaji. There's absolutely no DM because Tejani Reinders is not a DM. His defensive game is not his best. And there's another player that we have signed. I think people are just sleeping on it. Sware Nyapan. Sware, that's how they pronounce it, I guess. Sware Nipan. Sverre Nepan, whatever it is. So Sverre Nepan from the Norwegian league, from Rosenborg, from Norway. I've just seen him, 18 years old. Just seen him play, and then the YouTube videos that highlights them. He's just insane. That guy is just insane. I mean, you see Sverre Nepan play from that box to box role, and you're suddenly thinking, wow, this guy has physicality. At 18, he's already, I think, 6 feet 1, 6 feet 2, I think somewhere there. I think he's 6 feet 1. Physicality, the way he switches the ball, the power, the pace, I mean, the technical ability on the ball. I think after Yaya Toure, I've not seen someone who's so physically built and who's having so good close control. Savinho does absolutely very well, and Savinho gives it to the keeper. What a waste of time. Gautam's set piece coach finally changed. I mean, the set piece coach, it seems, is from Liverpool. His work done Randers lot last season. If I'm not wrong. Set piece coach is from Liverpool, ex Liverpool. Pep Linders is from ex Liverpool. By this, a City board can learn not to give away huge contracts to every player after winning a title. Now we are struggling to sell Grealish and Bernardo. I think Bayaji, we should have learned this lesson long way back. We should have learned this lesson long way back because I think if you remember 2011-12, the season when we won the title with the Aguero goal and all, after that season, everyone got a big contract. I think people like Zeko got a big contract, people like Samir Nasri got a big contract, even people like Gael Clichy, there were a lot of people who got big contracts. And then the next season was a flop. What a strike. I know it didn't go into the goal, but what a strike. Left back looks very solid again. The positions, I think the centre backs is where I think that's a very good strike. The centre backs is where the struggle, bit of a struggle is. But I think Victor Reese has done well. So we gave everyone huge contracts, and then suddenly what happened was Mancini was sad, things didn't work out, and the fight with Tevez and all, and then Pellegrini came in. Pellegrini wanted different sort of players, so we had to offload. I mean, things were not working out, and we had to offload players like Zeko and all after 1 2 seasons for very low prices. I think that was season where I remember Savinho does extremely well. What a ball! Oh wow! Why can't he do this all the time? Why can't he bloody do this all the time? Why can't bloody Savinho do this all the time? What a fantastic ball that is! Why this is yes, refreshing to see us scoring from a corner. Before this, if a corner came, we used to be scared because the corner would essentially be a counter attack with the opponents. Ryan Sharkey, not a good ball. showing a bit more of the flair and the balls. I just hope Pep doesn't change him. Let him be like that. He probably needs to be a bit more tactically disciplined for big games because you cannot do that flicks and tricks against Arsenal, for example, or Liverpool because they will hit you on the counter very fast. I think that will be a challenge with Ryan Sherky, especially through the middle. Probably think Reinders wanted to strike that, I don't know, one more minute of added time. Baiji says yes. Refreshing to see a score from a corner, and what is refreshing to see more is Phil Foden with a goal and an assist. Very good. I mean, this game just shows Sharky is still adapting to what is going on. Ryan Sharky is still adapting to what is going on. I think he just looks a bit stray, but that is normal. I think that is normal, especially when you're given the attacking midfield role. Team like City. Again, the physicality there. Victor Reis is had one or two iffy moments, but then he's done well. I think surprisingly, Rico Lewis has done well. I know he isn't been. That's the end of the first half. That's the end of the first half, and it's been a very good half. It's been it's been. I mean, Phil Foden obviously is my man of the match. Jeremy Doku was very good. Jeremy Doku was good, not very good. He was good. I mean, that goal was good, but again, Jeremy Doku was good. I think Ryan Sharkey is just settling in. Tejani Reinders settling in, understanding the tactical complexity of the system. I mean, I think one thing we need to understand is the systems which Pep plays are tactically extremely complex. They are not like your Sam Allardyce systems where 4-4-2, take the ball, kick it high, second striker, will bring it down for striker scores. I mean, it's not that it doesn't work in football and all, but with Pep Guardiola, I think it's so tactically complex because I do not think Ryan Sherky in his entire career would have seen a left back coming into an attacking midfield position or a CDM position. What do you do when a left back comes to your attacking midfield position? Where will you be positionally? What happens when the right back, sorry, when right back comes to attacking midfield position? Where will you be? What happens when your right winger wants to occupy the middle? Where will you be positionally? What happens when Tejani Reinders has made a run into the box? Do you have to go and cover him, or is someone covering him? I think tactically the system's absolutely complex. It's very complex. So I just think, I mean, and you look at the kind of players who have played attacking midfield for City. David Silva, one of the best attacking midfielders world has ever seen. Top 10 attacking midfielders the world has ever seen. Kevin De Bruyne, probably the, I would say, the best attacking midfielder the world has ever seen. Phil Foden still not got a chance attacking midfield yet. So I think you can just imagine the kind of players that have played for Pep there. To be honest, people like Xavi have played there at Barcelona. Leo Messi, in fact, was occupying those positions. At Bayern, you kind of had Thomas Muller occupying that positions, though there was no attacking midfield. I think at Bayern exclusively, I think Thomas Muller was the one who was doing that. So, I mean, when you look at the personalities who have played attacking midfield for City, you're literally comparing Sherky against Lionel Messi, people like Xavi, Thomas Muller, Kevin De Bruyne, David Silva. If I name these five, you would certainly say they will easily be in if not the top 10, top 15 list of the greatest footballers to have ever played the game, top 20 list. That's the challenge to fill the attacking midfield role. That's the challenge you're against, to be honest. Kadam says first half thought Sharky below average, Reinders average. Yeah. I think Kadam Sharky, like you said, Sharky was looking very good. when he peeled off to the right. But then again, like I said, playing attacking midfield in Pep Guardiola's system is extremely tactically complex. I just think Sharky is comparing himself against like the guys I mentioned, Messi, Xavi, Muller, David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne. I mean, these are elite players. So I think Sharky, we have to give Sharky time. I think Sharky was obviously below average because and also for Sharky, I think there was no movement in front of him. I think because Savinho was always more of trying to hold the width and then keep it wide. And then Marmoush, I don't know, was not making as many runs. If someone was making runs, it was Foden who was cutting in there from right midfield and stuff. So I think there was not much movement as well. And Reinders is not a DM, so I will not judge him by this game. Reinders cannot play DM, I think. Will not judge him by this game. But yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that he did not start Nico DM, Reinders box to box, and then Sharky, and probably Foden of the right, Marmoush of the left, and then okay, Marmoush, Strike, and maybe Doku of the left. Interesting hitting start like that. I don't know why he's given place to Savinho when Savinho just doesn't deserve it. Like I said, Sverre Nipan is again very interesting, extremely interesting player. I mean, I'm just seeing uh, the strengths of Sverre Nipan. It's very interesting. I think he's perfect for City. We fought extremely hard with Arsenal to get him. This guy is could be a future Ballon d'Or winner. Literally, Sverre Nipan is so good. I mean, it's just insane how that guy plays. While he says don't want inverted fullback role anymore, seen enough last season. It's. I mean, how will Pep make the system complex if he just plays two fullbacks, move up and down? That's boring for Pep. That's boring for Pep. What drives Pep is the tactical complexity he himself. Pep is almost like the student. Pep is almost like the student who himself who frames the toughest questions himself and then spends the entire semester trying to solve it. He does not care about what the teacher's teaching and stuff, the normal curriculum. That is the normal curriculum. That student is too easy, is bored. So Pep is the kind of student who frames toughest question himself and tries to solve it the entire semester. That's how Pep is, to be honest. I think Ryan Aitnouri specifically has been bought into cut back into the midfield in Josko Guardiol. I mean, what is the key feature of Josko Guardiol? The key feature of Josko Guardiol is covering large space, defending large spaces. He's extremely good at defending large spaces. So if the fullback, if the plan is not there for the fullback to cut into the midfield, I think Guardiol would have played at fullback. Ryan Aitnouri will cut in so much into the midfield. Like there was a game in the Champions League, I think, where I think Kyle Walker and Joao Cancelo both made the runs into the striker position, and I think it was Walker who plays Cancelo through and Cancelo scores. I think the plan with Ryan Aitnouri is we have just seen till now that the fullbacks are inverting as alongside Rodri. Now the plan will be Ryan Aitnouri, especially on the left, will invert alongside your attacking midfielder, or even he'll be alongside Ryan. He'll make that run alongside Erling Haaland. I will be surprised if you see Ryan Aitnouri alongside Erling Haaland many times this season, making runs from that deep. Of course, it's not going to start there. So I think this, it's not going to stop by Aji. In fact, In fact, in fact it's gonna become even more complex. Sumant is here. Hey, Sumant, how are you doing? Where to watch live? It's dazn.com, Sumant. It's dazn.com. I think I'll just pin the link. dazn.com. You can watch for free. You just have to register yourself, give your email ID and stuff. I think then you can uh, watch it free. I think I'll just I think I'll just pin this in the comments probably. But it's dazn.com, yeah. It's dazn.com. Swere Nipan is an interesting one, and I mean, right now he will be the next Marcelo under Pep. I mean, there's no doubt he's gonna make him the next Marcelo. You're gonna find him in every other position except that left back position. But my worry for this entire team is the right back position, because I do not want to see Rico Lewis go into that right back role again. He's not good enough defensively to win you the title. I might change my opinion in the next 2 3 years, but again, it's but Rico Lewis is not good enough. So I think who is the right back? The right back signing will be very interesting. It has to be Livramento. I don't know how Hugo Viana is gonna get Livramento out of Newcastle. I don't know. By the way, our fixtures have been announced. Just let us look at the fixtures and the difficulty. Yes, Man City learn dates about the fixtures. Just Gautam says, actually, it's good if we get bullied at the right. So Pep knows we need a right back. Gautam, the entire last season, how many times we got bullied at the right? I mean, PSG, you were fucking 2-0 up against PSG. You were fucking 2-0 up against PSG. Even with that team which is not good for us. I mean, our team was not good, but we were 2-0 up, and then 3 minutes later they make it 3-2, and two of those three goals come from the right side position. Who gets bullied? Matthews Nunes, the right back. Then Manchester United, we were leading them 1-0, 88th, 83rd minute, whatever the crap it was. Ahmad Diallo scores from the right. Who was the right back? Matthews Nunes. Was it from the right or left? I don't understand, but I mean, the entire last season, I mean, if we had a proper right back, I think we win half our games. Literally, literally, the shit Kyle Walker did against Arsenal. We were leading 1-0. It was very, very good. Walker does some shit, and Walker is then responsible for the second goal. That corner, I mean, he cost us 2 points there. And then the next game against Bournemouth last season, what does he do? He gets bullied against Semenyo, Walker at right back. We lose all the 3 points there, so that is 5 points. Against Crystal Palace, what happens? Walker plays everyone on side. It was the first game. It was the away game. I think Crystal Palace. We draw and lose 2 points. So 3, 5, 7 against Brighton. Same thing. We lose all the 3 points. 10 against Tottenham. Madison comes and massacres you down that side. Oh, you lose all the 3 points. I mean, if I just count the if I just count these points itself, it's some 15 points that you just dropped because your right back was shit in the Premier League. I haven't counted some games because they've gone out of my head, but you have at least dropped 15 points. You add 15 points to the total we achieved. You will be touching 90s. You'll be touching 90s. Roughly, you'll be in the late 80s, or even you'll be around 87, 88. I think. We are 15 more points to the points we got last season. For that single position has cost us the bloody title last season. If we had a proper right back, I'll tell you, we would fight for the title till the end. You win it or not, that's a different question. We didn't fight last season. That is what it was the most painful for me. Because I'm just Pep said he'll see after Club World Cup about any signings. I think they're working on the Livramento deal, Gautam. Hugo B. Anna is like, he'll get you Livramento for 60 million pounds. I don't know how he'll do it. I think he just seems to be a master negotiator. Gautam says thoughts about Jaden Bogle. I haven't. I'll note it down, Gautam. Actually, I'll note it down. Jaden Bogle. I haven't heard of him, to be honest. Is he the one I know? No, I haven't heard of him. I haven't heard of him. I haven't heard of Jaden Bogle, to be honest. But right now he plays for Leeds United. I just saw it here, and he joined Leeds United, I think, last year itself. So I mean, I'll have to check him out. I don't think he is on our radar, to be honest. Not linked to him. Gautam says we're already on the eyes in terms of non-homegrown players. We need a homegrown player. I think that is even more so if you sell Jack Grealish. I think that is the reason why I think we might get Livramento, to be honest. That is the reason why we might get Livramento. I mean, what do you think will be the situation with John Stones? Because John Stones is I'm hearing John Stones is fit. He's in the squad. John Stones is fit as well. So I mean, what do you do with John Stones? Do you start him if he's fit, or do you move in? Do you move him on? Because with John Stones, again, I think one season he's been fit entirely and he won us the treble. That's how good John Stones is. That's how bloody good John Stones is. So what do you do with John Stones? I mean, the pairing of Stones and Guardiola will be absolutely amazing. It will have physicality, non-pressability, power, pace of Guardiola, heading ability. Both of them are superb headers. It just be superb. Rico Lewis has grown. Just look at Rico Lewis. He's just bulked up a lot. Gautam says Bogle is a better alternative for Livra at a much lower price. I'll just actually check him out, Gautam. I haven't checked him out. But I think we need to be absolutely sure about right back because last season, like I said, we were screwed up both in the Champions League and the Premier League because our right back did not have much pace. Look at what Real Madrid did to us because our fullbacks were lacking pace. Nunez and all are fine for some Premier League games, but they can't compete with the likes of Osman Dembele and Vinicius Junior and stuff, and Quetzalcoatl and stuff. To be honest, I'll check Jaden Bogle, but I'm just unfortunately there's no one. I think Andrea Cambiaso, Nicolo Savana, Nick Tino Livramento. I think, and now Jaden Bogle. I think, I think these are the only four names there. Nicolo Savannah of these, Nicolo Savannah is extremely quick, but we'll see because we play Juventus, we can have a much better look on Nicolo Savannah. We'll see how it goes for him. I don't know why we pulled out of Andrea Cambiaso deal because I think in February we might have done it, but somehow we pulled out. I think he got injured. We pulled out, and then I think at the end of the season, I think Pep just thought that he needed someone who's extremely good one on one, who's extremely pacey going back. Because you look at the kind of fullbacks we were the right backs we were being linked to. in the January February window, people like Enrique Cambiaso and stuff, good right backs who can cross and stuff. And now we are being linked to full backs, Nicolo Savana, Tino Livramento. The common thing between these two players is pace. They are very good 1v1 defending. They have extreme pace. Defensively, they are very good. Offensively, they are very limited. They can't cross the ball very well. So I think there just seems to have been a mentality shift, a mindset shift, to be honest. Considering Pep from the January transfer window to Pep right now in the summer transfer window to the end of the season. Gautam says Stones will play this season. See, Gautam says on Bogle, the one thing I liked about him is his match fitness, defensively sound and attacking. Wow, then that is just a dream. Attacking, he's good defensively sound. And what about his pace, Gautam? Is he pacey? Is Jaden Bogle pacey? I mean, I'll do something about the scorecard. I just don't know why the scorecard is just. Gautam says Cambias. Exactly, Cambias is defensively not good. I don't know why in January and February, exactly when you look at the signings, they were going for it was people like Andrea Cambiaso and others who were, I don't know what the others, but specifically Andrea Cambiaso. And the profile they were searching definitely in January was someone who's creative, who's very good on the ball and stuff defensively. They didn't mind if he was not that good one on one. I probably think in January and stuff also De Bruyne was injured, Pep Foden was not in form. Pep was seeing the creativity was absolutely dead, and maybe he wanted to take chance on someone like Cambiaso providing that creativity from wide. But in the summer, I think once Cambiaso was injured and stuff, and we didn't get him, I think Pep realized that once I've got Cherky, my Foden will come back. Why do I need Cambiaso now? And also, I think you cannot carry Haaland, Cherky, Foden, Cambiaso in one team. It will be a bloody nightmare. Defensively, pressing wise, they're not the best. That's why you see the shift in the names, Nicolo Savannah and all. Crossing wise is very good, Gautam, but yeah, you're right, he's not good defensively. Yes, because Kushano is the answer for now. He is the answer, he's the answer for now. He's the answer. Exactly. Kusanov is the answer. He was good against Vinicius Junior. He's very good against Vinicius Junior. Kusanov is the answer. True. The only thing about Kusanov is there are certain moments where you just feel, I mean, he's very young, but there are certain moments where you actually feel that maybe he could have made better decisions, like one-on-one duels sometimes. But yeah, I mean, you cannot expect a 21-year-old, 21-year-old defender to be the god level. So I think yeah, Kushanov is the answer. I think Kushanov. Now I think the question we need to answer is: do you guys think Kushanov and Matthews Nunes at right back are they good enough to win us the league? Al Wydad player is that's a very good block. That's an extremely good block. I think it is from Rico Lewis. City have got the ball now. The game has become stretched. Since we are 2-0 up, the game has become extremely stretched. Jeremy Doku, Marmoush, a good what a touch from Phil Foden. What a takedown from Phil Foden. The control is better in this half, to be honest. Gautam says good pace. Then I look at him, Gautam, Jed and Bogle. I'll just write it down and look at him. JSK says, but Kushano won't help attacking wise. JSK, I think the moment we bought right now, I just think we do not need someone who can attack at right back. I don't think we even need someone who can invert it right back. Because right now, he will always be inverting. That's his strength. I think who we need, I actually think how this when we are in possession, I think the right back will move in the defensive line, will be a back three. Right now, he bombing forward, cutting in. Right now, he will do everything, inverting into the midfield, almost playing next to the striker. He'll do everything. I think the right back purely is for defensive purposes. So the right back has to be the one who is of the profile of someone like Kyle Walker. Defensively superb, crossing wise, even if he's shit, you don't care. Maybe occasionally bomb forward with the ball and cross and all. But his rush defense should be excellent. His tracking back should be excellent. His one-on-one duel should be excellent. In a way, we are searching for the next Kyle Walker. I think the only two players who can fulfill that is uh, Hakimi and Livermento, and I just think Hakimi. I'm not convinced about Hakimi defensively, even though we might not get him. Hakimi defensively, I'm not convinced about him. Then Livermento is the perfect for the role. Kushana, the only thing is one-on-one duels. I think sometimes he can be inexperienced in those one-on-one duels. That's the only thing. Like for example, you're in the box with your winger, which happens most of the times. You're in the box with your winger and it starts to do dribble. Sometimes you see Kushano being a bit uh, rash and tries to, get on the tackle fast. I think he had the highest amount of yellow cards in the Liga in the season before he came to us. So that is the thing. That is the composure. You see Livramento and his composure is top notch. Gautam says our plan is to overload at the opposition box. JSK there's one on one, he's the best. Sometimes you can see Kushino lacks the composure. JSK sometimes you can just see it's almost like tongue in the cheek defend. I mean, what do they call it? Tongue in the mouth defending or whatever, something like that. That's what they call it with Kushino. But yeah, he'll improve. Is good. He's good. He'll improve. And the other advantage of Tino Livramento is people are seeing the 90 million pounds what Newcastle is asking for. Livramento is both footed. Livramento can play on either sides, left back and right back. He's comfortable playing on either side. Good run by Doku. Good run by Doku. Can he dribble? I think he's offside. Yes, he's offside. He's actually offside. Just set that scorecard first. I don't know why the scorecard is just not. I just see here what's happened to the scorecard. To be honest, I don't know why it's coming like this. I just don't know. I'll just try another scorecard and see. Yeah, I think this one is better. I think we can follow along much better. It's a corner. Phil Foden's just taking all the set pieces. I think he might be the designated set piece taker. I mean, it just could be a clue that Phil Foden's given a lot. I mean, I don't know why. I think it was Marmoush. He didn't pass to Foden. I think he tried to pass it in the center, whereas the good pass was to Phil Foden there. I just don't know. I'll just check if there are any alternatives for Tino Livramento. Phil Foden, Savinho on the outside, passes it to Phil Foden. Ah, the shot, the trademark shot of Phil Foden. I mean, it's really interesting. Who are the alternatives to Tino Livramento? You know what's coming in? Jan Kuto is coming in. To be honest, interesting here. Gotham says, well, Liverpool are trying to get Isak. I've heard it, Gotham, I've heard it, but I refuse to believe that Liverpool are gonna get Isak. I refuse to believe that Liverpool are gonna get Isak. I mean, if Liverpool get Isak and we are not able to get Livramento out of them, the serious questions need to be answered by Hugo Viana. Because I think Isak is almost, I mean, getting Isak from Liverpool is, sorry, from getting Isak from Newcastle is almost the equivalent of taking Phil Foden from City or taking De Bruyne from City in the past years when he was in his prime. I just think if they can get Isak, why are we not even able to generate links with, you know, someone like Tino Livramento? I don't know. Gautam says, I'm curious what Klopp has to say now about spendings of other clubs. but you know, Liverpool fans will always defend it. Gautam, they'll defend it. That's the money they earned. The club earned themselves. But we always spend from the owner's money, this and that. That those excuses will always be there. Good tackle, very good tackle on Savinho. I think Oscar Bob will be in the pecking order. Wow, just look at them. Just look at them. Rodri, Haaland, Oscar Bob. Wow, look at Rodri and Haaland in one frame. It's almost like Pep is now starting to flex his muscles. Wow, and both of them are sending Oscar Bob ahead of them. Ryan Sharkey coming off. Jeremy Doku coming off. I don't know who else is coming off. Exactly, Gautam Rodri about to come on. Rodri, Haaland, Bob gone. I mean, so nice to see Oscar Bob. I think we all tend to forget. I know most of us have not forgotten, but still, that Oscar Bob was a best player pre-season, even in the Community Shield last season. Up to the Community Shield, Oscar Bob was our best player last season. The pre-season in the Community Shield. It was then he broke his leg and all. JSK, I don't know why JSK. I have a gut feeling that we get Livramento. I don't know. I somehow have a feeling that we get Livramento. I don't know why he's not removing bloody Savinho. He's been the worst player, Savinho, on the pitch till now. He's actually been the worst player. He's not been good at all. Doku, Foden, Sharky gone. Rodri, Bob, Haaland have come in. So I think Marmoush goes left. Marmoush goes onto the left in Jeremy Doku's place. Uh, Oscar Bob maybe plays in the middle. Reinders box to box, of course, and then Rodri there. So the midfield now will be Rodri, Reinders, and Oscar Bob. I think this is the best position for Reinders. Let's see what Reinders can do. And Oscar Bob has played attacking midfield in the City Academy. Gautam says they say Isaac has personal terms agreed and Livramento has not agreed. I don't think Gautam, because if Newcastle didn't win the Champions League, I agree. I think you could have got Isaac out there from them, once but once they won the Champions, so I'm sorry, they have not. If they did not qualify for the Champions League, not one, they are not qualified for the Champions League. I would agree. They've qualified for the Champions League. They are, you know, they are actually trying to buy Guhei and they're trying to strengthen. And the owners don't have to sell for money. They're FFP compliant right now, so they don't have to sell. They don't have to sell, and also I think Isaac will be around. What's the fee being quoted? Isaac will be around 120, I think, easily. I can't imagine words 130 pounds, 130 million pounds. Isaac around 120, 130 million pounds. I can't imagine both of them in the same window at the same price and at that price. I mean, it's But if Liverpool sign Isaac, on the contrary, just look at how the situation could be. Words, Salah, Isaac, it's going to be something else. I mean, it's not even City fans will be pissed off if Liverpool do manage to sign Isaac. Then I think just look at what Arsenal fans will feel like. Arsenal fans have been looking for a striker for the last 4 5 years, and now is Arsenal are fighting on Sesko Gyökeres, and suddenly Isak goes to Liverpool. Arsenal, there'll be a riot at Arsenal, literally, if this deal happens. I also don't think we'll get Libra. Savio's main position is left, and he looks comfortable there. Yes. True. His main position is left. True for Girona. I'm just remembering. For Girona, he's played on the left, holding the width, can put the ball in crossing wise and all. Yes. Savio's best position is there. Could arrive late on the edge of the box. It's left. But then I think one of the problem is, can Doku play on the right? I don't know. Can Doku cut in on the right? Probably he can. He can. I mean, if Raheem Sterling can do that, I think Doku can play on the right. But the question is Doku as effective on the right as he's on the left? I just think if you give Savinho that left position, I think he'll be more stable. He'll actually be more stabilized. I think. Oscar Bob. Fantastic, fantastic ball from Oscar Bob. Omar Marmoush, Omar Marmoush. Ah, what a ball that was from Oscar Bob, guys. What a ball from Oscar Bob that was. Rodri. Well, Rodri, you're allowed to hit the ball out 10 times. It's fine. Gundogan coming on. I wonder Gundogan is coming on for who? Yes, I think it was Savio, I think. Which means Oscar Bob moves on to the right. It's interesting because generally left-footed players are generally comfortable on the playing on the right-hand side. But with Savio, I think it just appears to be totally different. Victories, Nathanake, Reinders, Rodri. Gautam says Isaac 150 million. Exactly. I mean, they cannot spend on words that much. Isaac that much. I think then the spending will be around 400 million. I mean, including Karkes and this thing. And I mean, it's not even the transfer fees; it's the wages as well. I think I hear that Words is on insane wages. One of the reasons Words didn't go to Bayern is the wages. I guess one of the reasons why Words didn't go to City is the wages. So people don't talk about it, and people will only talk that Words rejected City and all. But I think wages. Isaac's wages. I mean, if Isaac has to come from Liverpool to Newcastle to Liverpool, I think he'll demand extraordinary wages. Almost a good ball there to Erling Haaland. Has he made that Gundo sub? Gautam says we have to accept the fact that the old Rodri will take time to arrive. It's not gonna be like he's back with an ACL and ready with Ballon d'Or performances. We have to accept that fact, and we also have to regulate his playing time. That's one of the reasons why his. I mean, Nico Gonzalez is there, so I'm not that worried to be honest, because Nico Gonzalez has shown what he can do in that Newcastle game when we defeated them 4-0 or something. Nico Gonzalez, I mean, I think people sometimes don't understand that, especially the rival fans, that Nico Gonzalez, people even now they say that the drop off from Rodri to Nico Gonzalez is too much. Yeah, Marmoush is going off. Marmoush is going off, which yeah, Marmoush, which means Savinho will shift to the left, Bob on the right, and Gundogan will play through the middle. Will play attacking midfield. I'll talk about that part a bit because that is going to be so much interesting. I think most of us missed on that part where Gundo plays as a cam. But yes, Rodri is a Ballon d'Or winner, and the drop off is going to be there. It's gonna be there. But Nico Gonzalez is not some Sunday league footballer. This guy came from Barcelona academy, did very well at Porto, was good at Barcelona, though Xavi didn't want him. Still, Barca fans don't know that why did Xavi sell Nico Gonzalez and bring in Oriol Romeo? You sell Nico Gonzalez and bring in Zubimendi, accepted, done. But you sell Nico Gonzalez and bring in Oriol Romeo. Just don't understand why Xavi did that. So Nico Gonzalez is tactically, his technically is very good. I think the drop off is not as much as there is a drop off, but it's not as much as people think. Nico Gonzalez is extremely good. Tactically, he's from the Barca academy. He's very good. Nico Gonzalez. So I have no problem with the Rodri thing. My problem is with the with the right back thing. That's the one. Gautam says Gundogan to Galatasaray. Just a bit on Gundogan, Gautam. Just a bit on Gundogan. I think last season we bought Gundogan, and all were happy when we bought him. But the season was extremely shit for Gundogan, and most of the season he's played box to box and he's played DM in many games. But just understand what Gundogan has done the season before. The season before, Gundogan literally had the highest assists in in in, in in La Liga for Barcelona. I mean, in the entire La Liga, I think he had the highest assists. He played that attacking midfield role extremely well for Barcelona. But last season, we did not give him the chance to play there. So this season, just imagine if there is a chance, if we keep him, he doesn't go to Galatasaray. If we keep him and he plays that attacking midfield role, because Gundogan as a DM box to box, those days are gone. But Gundogan as an attacking midfielder, well, the mind doesn't tire, the thoughts doesn't tire, the experience doesn't get older. It's like wine. In fact, the older it gets, the better becomes, the better it gets. So I think Gundogan at attacking midfield could be a revelation again season. So I'm okay with Gundogan staying, but if he only plays in that attacking midfield role, that is that should be the condition. That should be the criteria. Savio on the left. Rodri again misplacing a pass, but I rather have him misplaced passes in this preseason game. Dude's not played 1 year or almost for an year, and is actually recovered from one of the most horrific injuries you can ever get. It seems that Kyle Walker is off to Everton. This last 20 minutes will be very very good. Johnny Reinders, look at the ball. Oscar Bob. Ah. But this phase of play, the symphony there is just superb. There, Tejani Reinders there. Look at how he's collecting the ball, how he's pinging the passes, and how he's going off. Look at Oscar Bob there in tight spaces. I mean, this misplaced pass from Bob, but this combo is just superb. This combo is just outstanding. Oscar Bob, Tejani Reinders linking with each other. Just wow. Again, Gautam Rodri playing against Arsenal again in September. Haaland playing against Arsenal again in September. John Stones playing against Arsenal again in September. It's revenge time. It's stay humble. It's that time for Arsenal fans. Savinho again not doing well. Has to pass the ball back as well. Nathan Ake, Nico Riley, Savinho, Gundogan. Look at how comfortable Gundogan is in playing that attacking midfield role. He loves his silky touches, his one-touch football, his darting runs into the box. Just imagine both Reinders and Gundogan making those runs into the box. Superb. Nathan Ake, Reinders does extremely well. Was it a good save? I don't know, but just look at what Reinders did there. Wonderful from Tejani Reinders. It is excellent from Tejani Reinders. Look at it, how he's just broken the lines there. 1-2 with Haaland. That wasn't far away. That wasn't far away. That was excellent. That from Tejani Reinders there. Superb from Tejani Reinders. Look at the pressing there. The pressing from Savinho was good, but it was handball. But the pressing was good. The pressing was very good. The defense. I mean, look at Oscar Bob. The work rate there. I mean, when Savio was on the right, that work rate was not there. Just look at Oscar Bob. His work rate, his tracking back. I mean, Oscar Bob is just wow. I mean, literally in terms of Rodri and Oscar Bob. To yes, people to City have had one of the worst seasons last time. But literally to that worst season squad, you have added a Ballon d'Or winner. I mean, in Rodri because he didn't play last season, so it's essentially a new addition, and then you have added Oscar Bob to that, and then Tejani Reinders as well, Ryan Sherky as well. Wow. Gautam says Sherky's statement against Man United has got many eyebrows raised. Let's see how we can manage the pressure and back his statements. Players who talk and perform become legends, and Sherky seems to be that one. Sherky seems to be that one, Gautam. Literally, Sharky, I mean, the way he talks, his flair, the way he, his ideas of, I mean, his vision of the football game. For me, looking at Ryan Sharky, it reminds me of, especially to the 90s, I mean, especially to the 2000s, there were some exceptionally flair footballers like, Hatim Ben Arfa was one. There was Hatim Ben Arfa. There were two more I think who were extremely. They were French and they were like extremely flair and all of those things. And I think Ryan Sharkey falls into that role. I mean, I mean, and another thing is that Europa League match, Kadam has already become a city legend. That Europa League match, United against Lyon. Yes, Leon lost, but Cherky scores that goal and then he stands and he is in front of the Stratford end. I think he goes and stands on those billboards and all of those things. He pissed off the United fans by the just gesture and whatever he did. He's this guy, Ryan Cherky is just something else. This is not the guy who I mean, Florian Wirtz is just the opposite. Is the quiet guy and all, but Ryan Sherk is just like you'll get social media reels and headlines from every game he plays. That's the type of character he is. Look at the flair. I think it's Wydad FC fans with the flair. Good to see the fans enjoying themselves, and the attendances have improved a lot compared to the last few games. Look at the flares. It's just wow. Kudos to these fans for the atmosphere they've created. Nathan Ake, Rico Lewis, I'm sorry, Nico Riley. It was the mistake of Gundogan actually. Aked as well, Nathan Aked as well. By the way, Gautam, Zuma Ba was a defender which you suggested first to look at and stuff, and then like the here as Pep and his assistants, and that's when and that's when City looked at him and we signed him, and his performances in Lyon have actually been very. I'm sorry, not Lyon. His performances in the French club, wherever he is, I don't remember his performances in the French. I mean, where Kusanov came from, Lens. Yes, his performances in Lens have been outstanding. They've been exceptionally good. Jomaba. He looks to me like the evolution of Antonio Rudiger. That guy is strong, and if you're a striker or an attacking midfielder, you'll be scared to go up against Jomaba. He's just 19, but is so physically well built. The plan is, I think they're going to send him to the championship for a season on loan and stuff. I don't know. I want Jumaba to stay here and stay with the first team for the season. I really think he can take a claim for the next season. Not this season, for maybe next season, but he's a world class talent, Jumaba. Rodri, the passing is much much better now. Ikai Gundogan has to pick Savinho, does. Savinho has to pick Rodri. Again, Rodri's passing is off, but I'll tolerate all of this. Doesn't matter because the guy is coming off from an ACL. That's fine. It's fine. Gautam, just imagine the backline of Kushar, Rees, Ba, and Guardiol. That will just be insane. Look at the pace and look at the power in that backline. Guardiol, very good pace. Power is exceptional. He'll not let anyone tackle him. I mean, run past him in a way. Except Messi, no one dribble past Guardiol. Jumaba, he'll kill you. Jumaba, he's so good. Kushano, we know how fast and how powerful he is. And Victor Rees, you've already seen. I mean, Victor Rees, you'll think that he's around 23, 24. The way he's playing. He's the next, they say he's the next Thiago Silva. For me, I think his comfort on the ball and all, I think he could be our next John Stones. I mean, the business that we did in this January window was just is just so understated. It's that business is just outstanding. That business is just outstanding. What we did in the January transfer window. Gautam says Ba is going to Girona. That's good. That's good for the development as well. They're in La Liga. He'll learn the tactical side of the game very well. They're in La Liga. Michel and at Girona is a tactically complex coach as well. There, I mean, here at least Pep stops with. They say that Michel at Girona, he plays street football. His tactics are insanely wild. Pep Guardiola would have dreams, scary dreams, if he sees Michel's tactics. It's street football. He plays with three cams, and then a fourth left back comes into the midfield to form a fourth cam. That's how Michel plays. He'll learn a lot defensively under Michel because he'll be put in a lot of stressful situations there, Jumaba. Kadam says Reese learns from Stones how to enter midfield. I mean that signing of Victor Reese, whoever did it. I mean the January transfer window. You look at who we got: Marmoush, Reese, Kushano, future-proof signings. Because at that stage, it's so easy to say my club is under pressure. Club is under pressure in the transfer window. We'll go for experienced defenders, 28, 29-year-olds. No, we didn't do that. We went for Reese, 18-year-old, Cushano, 20-year-old, Nico Gonzalez, I think he's around 22, 23. We went for very, very young people. I think it's that I mean the mastermind not to panic and not to pay over the board prices is a superb. And I think they realized the need to replace Alvarez and they did it with Marmoush. I think people are telling Alvarez left and all. Happy for Alvarez. He's not going to be the number one in the important games here. And Marmoush came in, who I think is equally talented as Alvarez. The talent's up there with Alvarez. It's a corner. I wonder who will be taking the corners now. That is one of the worst corners again I've seen. Is it the old set piece coach who's coming for a while just to peek in? Rodri again, that's fine, that's fine. Yes, Rodri is misplacing a lot of passes, but that's fine. That's fine, it happens. Dude is coming off an ACL injury, so there's no problem. That's absolutely fine. Nico Riley with the ball. Victor Reese has just looked supreme today. He just looked very, very good. So for comfortable entering the midfield and all. And his ability to ping the passes as well. They say he's a leader, they say he's the next Thiago Silva for the Brazilian team. And I don't think we've got victories for cheap. I think he cost around 30 million, if I'm not wrong, even more maybe. Gautam says, well, we have Villa on the last day. The season 2022 returns. Could be Kundugar. Just imagine if it's the same moment that happens. Gundogan does that, and then Gundogan says farewell to the crowd there. Wow, what a moment that would be! What a fantastic moment that would be! And Gautam, the beautiful thing about our club is whenever those close moments have happened, like the 11-12 Aguero moment or the Villa moment, which Gundogan, which we were 2-0 down, and then we came and scored 3-2 Ikai Gundogan masterclass. Whenever it has happened, it almost was like the opposition felt they had the cup in their hands, and then we snatched it back. We snatched victory from the jaws of defeat, and that feeling is just something else that is so outstanding. You might win how many ever titles, but nothing beats those kind of feelings. This is excellent from Nico Riley. What a turn! What a turn! If only Savinho was on the exact page. Natanaki does extremely well covering up. Will be very interesting to see Roy Knight now restart in the next game. Gautam says Echeverry goes to Lyon on loan. I think good. It will do a lot of good for him. What a ball that is from Nico O'Reilly. just look at that ball from Nico O'Reilly, guys. This guy is some serious level talent. I mean, how can you do that? What a ball that was. How can you even think of pinging that ball through? What a ball that was. I think the referee is gonna give a red card to Victor to Rico Lewis. I think the referee is gonna give a red card to Rico Lewis. I think VR will. Edison is trying to snatch all the cards. I mean, everyone is telling how is it a red card. Everyone is in unison is telling how is it a red card. Exactly. Come on, that's not a red. At best, it's a yellow. At best, it's a yellow. At best, it's a yellow. That the reason being the ball was there to won. Yes, the studs are up, but the ball was there to have. The ball was there to have won. Have been won. He won the ball, and then I don't think that's a red. That's not a red, guys. That's not a red, Gagam. I don't know what you think, but that's not a red. I'm sorry, but that's not a red. That's not a red. Yes, this is rough as a pussy, but that's definitely not a red. Is VAR there? Yes, VAR is there. I think VAR is checking. That is definitely not a red. Everyone's coming. I see that the ball is there to be won. The ball is there to be won. The ball is there to be won, guys. The ball is absolutely. It's not even a foul. Exactly, JSK. It's not even a foul. I mean, how else don't you go for the ball? I mean, what shit is that? Don't you go for the ball? The ball was there to be won. Come on. It wasn't even a tackle. The ball was there to be won. Look at it. The ball was there. He cleared the ball. And then the momentum. If you clear the ball like that, then what do you do with the legs? It was, guys, accidental coming together. If they start giving red cards, then I don't know where to go. Accidental coming together. If it's a red card, what else can Rico Lewis do? It's a straight red. I'll just check. How many games do you miss? Straight red. How many games do you miss in FIFA World Cup? Nunez is coming on. It's they miss one they miss one match. That was never a foul. Don't know if there's an appeal system or something, but that was never a foul, guys. That was bloody never a foul. That was bloody never a foul. 6 minutes added on. But Rico Lewis did okay. He did well. Didn't do any mistakes. He did well. Gautam says I'm happy though it helps the right back search cause the Leon one is very interesting. Echeverry to Leon didn't know that, but it's very interesting. I had a couple of things to say about Liga, the French league. We'll talk about it once the match ends, but they're very interesting ones. JSK says why not playing Kushanov? I still don't know the answer to that, JSK. Through the season, why didn't play miss? There was some clause. It seems that if he played more than 10 matches or something, that City have to pay lunch at an extra £5 million. And then Pep thought that he was not needed, especially with Akanji coming back and all of that. What about Erling Haaland will finish it up. Erling, one-on-one man. Erling Haaland, he had to finish that off. Who gave the through ball? Who gave the through ball, guys? I missed it, but who gave the through ball? Who gave the through ball? That is interesting. Easy chance for Haaland, but who gave the through ball? Excellent through ball. That was what an excellent through ball that was. But who gave the through ball? No, I've missed it. But who gave the through ball? I don't know who gave the through ball, but the through ball was just exceptional. So yeah, it seems that Akanji, Diaz, everyone was fit. So and Nico Riley slotted well into that left back position. So Pep didn't see the need for City to pay that extra £5 million. Phil Foden is not the man of the match. He's the superior player of the match. Claps, claps everyone for the superior player of the match. Claps everyone for the superior player of the match. What a name, superior player of the match. Instead of simplifying things, they're bloody complicating things. Superior player of the match, it seems. I don't know what superior player of the match actually means. JS says, I don't need a right back if we don't get Livramento. But the same problem will persist, right, JSK? The same problem will persist. If you are not going to get Livramento this season, you will surely not get Livramento next season as well. And the advantage with Livramento is he's both footed. So he can slot in at left back if needed as well. Then you can play your Kushano on the right, give White now re-rest. There's a lot of things you could do, I think, if you get Livramento. But the same problem exists for the next season. It's not like a magical right back will come up, I think, right? We are in the last minute of the game. Gadam says Rodri. Ah, wow, wow. That through ball was exceptional because Rodri. I mean, I was surprised. I initially thought Reinders because the camera was more focusing on Haaland and then rather than who gave the ball. But I thought Reinders was the one who played that. But Rodri, wow, not the best of his game, but but accepted because it's coming from a injury raven season, so it's still fine. So it's absolutely fine. But that ball again, it just shows the ability of Rodri there in that nutshell. What a ball for Haaland! Just imagine Rodri with the capability of playing that ball. Reinders can play that ball. If you've seen AC Milan, the his goals and assists how he's got. Sherky surely can play that ball. The match ends in City win 2-0. I mean, Haaland and Marmoush will be licking their lips, to be honest. It's 2-0. It's literally been a case of two halves. It's not been Sharky magical, Winders magical. That's not been how the game has gone. The game has gone with. I mean, this game has shown more reality, I think, than hype. Al Wydad, they're a good team. They are a good team, to be honest. They're not just walkovers. They are a good team. They are a good team, and they press well in bits. But Sherky, it just seems that Sherky was adapting. Reinders at DM was sort of finding his bit. Bit surprised why he didn't start Nico Gonzalez and played Reinders from the start in his original position. I don't know about that. Why he didn't do that? Savinho. Savinho was by far the worst player on the pitch. I'm sorry, I'll have to be brutal here. Savinho has been the worst player on the pitch. Oscar Bob did very well after coming on. Nico O'Reilly was fantastic. Rico Luz was fantastic. They gave the man of the match to Phil Foden, but I would have personally given the man of the match to Victor Reis. Victor Reis has been superb. It's been so good. The striker was physical. Victor Reis dealt with him absolutely very well. Victor Reis has been very, very good. I mean, this game is more was more than a preseason game. If we get games like these in the Club World Cup as we progress, hopefully, I'm all for it. This is more than preseason. This is more than going to your Singapore or China and all, or going to the USA just on a preseason tour. There's a competitive edge to this. The coaches are taking it seriously. There's tactical this thing to this. This is more than preseason for me. I think this is maybe even more than Community Shield. The matches that are happening in this tournament. Baiji says that was the kind of chance Haaland has been missing since last season. Several of them. I mean, and Baiji, exactly that was the kind of chance that Haaland used to bury. Haaland used to absolutely bury. Interestingly, that was the kind of chance that Haaland was scoring at the starting of last season, before Rodri got injured and before our season fell apart. If you had looked at the first 4 5 games of last season where Haaland was insane, he got 10 goals in his first game, 4 games and all. Haaland was scoring a similar chance like that. Arsenal, Savinho through ball, Haaland runs through. Not exact same, but a picture copy of this. I mean, almost kind of there are a lot of similarities to this. Haaland finishes it off under the keeper at the near post. Haaland scored this chance at the start of last season, but since then he's just missing it. I don't know why. What's happened? I don't know why he just doesn't lift it over the keeper a bit. Just don't know. Gadam says all players who get a chance, so most of them who didn't play will play next one exactly. And I think who are we playing next against? Let's actually see who are we playing next against. Next we are playing against 23rd of June. We are playing against Al Ain. playing against Al Ain. I think it's Dubai club or a Saudi club. I think, yeah. And then is the big game against Juventus. To be honest, I think next game also, like you said, players who didn't get a chance to play now will play the next game, and I think the best players will play the game against Juventus. Yes, I think the best players will play the game against Juventus. After Juventus, who are the fixtures? Let's see. Yeah, I think after Juventus, I think then it will be decided. I mean, then it will be the quarterfinals and all. I think, yeah, the Juventus one will be interesting. Juventus one will be very very interesting. But yeah, just on the strange clubs, it's very interesting. You know, people compare. I was discussing this with a friend as well. That people, you know, you look at the attacking players who have come from the Bundesliga, and we were talking about this when we were comparing words and Shirky, you know, and I mean, you look at the. I was telling him, you look at the players coming from the Bundesliga, and then you look at the players coming from the French league. I mean, when I look into the Premier League, when I look at the players coming from the Bundesliga into the Premier League, Timo Werner, Naby Keita, mostly attacking players, Timo Werner, Naby Keita, box to box, sometimes he played attacking midfield for Leipzig and stuff, Henrik Mkhitaryan, Jadon Sancho. And what's the common thing between them? Henrik Mkhitaryan had the highest assists in a season before he joined, I think, Man United, if I'm not wrong, and then later went to Arsenal, I think. Uh, Jadon Sancho had one of the best records of assists in the Bundesliga after he left City, went to Dortmund, and then came back to United and see what's happened to him. Timo Werner had the best, highest goals, insane goal scoring record. See what happened to him. Navigate injuries, leave him. So, I mean, this is the case with the players coming from the Bundesliga. But on the contrary, you look at the players coming from the French league into the Premier League, Riyad Mahrez. And historically, you look at the players coming out from the French league, especially the attacking players. Beat your Benzemas, beat your Zinedine Zidanes, and I mean, name me a Bundesliga player who's made a successful switch into the Premier League, or even to other leagues, maybe who's in that ilk of a Zidane, a Mahrez, those Hatim Ben Arfa, those kind of players. I think one thing what I've realized is I think in the French league, what they say is in the French league they break your ankles. I think Mbappe famously said it once as well. They break your ankles in the French league. They absolutely break your ankles. The physicality that is allowed by the defenders is insane. Allowed for the defenders is insane. There's not much space. It's very physical. They break your ankles. They go for your ankles. The tackles are very heavy. But in Bundesliga, if you observe the matches, there's a lot of space in behind to run. It's you rarely face an edge of the box camp team. The tackles are much more lighter than in the French league, and all of that. Physicality wise, I think the French league is similar to Premier League than the Bundesliga. That's why I think I'm more comfortable now with Sharky coming to us than with Words going to Liverpool. And I'm also happy that we are sending many of our players, especially last season and this season, to the French league. Like we got Cousinot from Lens, we sent Jumaba there. We are now sending Claudio Echeverry. Just imagine Echeverry playing in that physical league, how good he'll become. How good Echeverry will become playing in that physical league. I mean, it's just going to be superb. So I think I was just thinking who was the last successful player. I mean, you could say De Bruyne, Bundesliga, City, and all, but apart from City players, City scouting is on an insane level. That's a different thing. But apart from those City players, and I think apart from players City have signed, probably will struggle to find the best. The previous hit player who has come here from the Bundesliga, maybe was it Bastian Schweinsteiger? Apart from the City players to United, Maybe you could argue Kevin Shade. Did Kevin Shade come from there? Probably yes. So it's interesting that comparison, but because a lot of times French league is written down of but the physicality in that is insane. Especially I've seen it because we were linked to Sherky a lot, and I was like, what will be the style gameplay there and stuff? Wow, survive over there as an attacking player is something else. Especially if you're not playing for PSG. Gautam says game against UI will be a screen test for Cambia, so that should we keep him in line. But he's not good defensively. Gautam is not good defensively at all. He's not at all good defensively, Cambia. So again with Cambia, so in the Champions League, it will be a liability. I mean, I think we go all in for Livramento and see what happens from there. Bayaji says must go full throttle versus Juventus. The best team should play. Out of these two matches, the players who perform the best should play. I think I start Rodri, Reinders, and Sherky the midfield against Juventus. Oscar Bob on the right. I mean, that's the dilemma. You start Foden or do you start Oscar Bob on the right? The right side definitely not Savinho. So anyway, it was a great watch. I mean, it's almost been a week, right, since the Club World Cup started, and a lot of people have been telling it's been a bit boring and stuff. But I found this match competitive. Tackles have been going in. I found this match good, to be honest. Enjoyed watching this match. Enjoyed watching this match, to be honest. Anyway, see you all guys, and take care. Bayaji says right wing slot up for grabs. Bayaji, I think the right wing slot is that I think it's you could say it's up for slops but grabs biology but also I think it is the most competitive because in the ideal city team you have Rodri, you have Reinders, right, and then there's one midfield position, either Sharky plays there or Foden plays there in that midfield position. We don't know still what Pep does, right? So in that right wing spot I'm literally uh, thinking Oscar Bob, Phil Foden, or Ryan Sherky. If one plays in the midfield and another one is the competition for that squad for that right wing slot. So Oscar Bob, Ryan Sherky, or Phil Foden, and then Savinho is there, and then on top of it all, Bernardo Silva, the club captain, is there. When the club captain is competing, I mean, there's literally four players competing for that right wing slot. I think it's one of the most competitive. And I think Oscar Bob is the number one in that list. In that list, you could put Phil Foden. I think Foden and Oscar Bob are very close. Imagining Sherky plays in the middle, Foden and Oscar Bob are almost in the top tier, and Savinho is in that bottom tier. I think Bernardo Silva is somewhere in the middle, especially since he's the club captain. So the right wing slot is very difficult. In fact, the left wing slot is, or the left sided midfielder slot, whatever, the left wing slot is almost empty because there's this Mamouche who could play there, and then probably Doku, and that's it. We don't have anyone else because Grealish is maybe poised to leave the club. I think it would be better if Savinho will is shifted to the left wing. It suits him more, to be honest. Is a good crosser of the ball. He does not have to dribble. He does not have to hold on to the ball much. The left wing slot is easier, but the right wing slot is just stacked, I think, to be honest. Anyway, guys, see you all, and it's been a very enjoyable watch. We have caught up, I think, literally after a month, and I mean it's been great, the interacting with all of you guys. We've caught up a lot on the transfer window and the activities that have happened. Thank you, Gautam, JSK, Sumant, and Bayaji for joining me, and also welcome to our two new transfer recruits, Rajender and Raju Shirke in the midfield, alias Reindeers, alias Urian Sherki, whatever you want to call them, but we call them Rajender and Raju Sherki. Great names, great names, and see you all again. Take care.